Considering this is the 9th movie in the Fast and Furious franchise, I wasn't expecting it to be so dynamic, good, and refreshing. It delivers on everything that it promises, and it definitely deserves your time. Let's talk about Fast 9.
My ass is in fuego!
I must warn you that I will talk tiny minor spoilers. If you have seen the trailer or read the description or seen the poster, you will get the same level of spoilers, so you've been warned. So, Fast 9 basically picks up a few years after our heroes have retired, and now they're in, I guess, a secluded middle of nowhere with no phone or no nothing, and action finds a way of getting to them. The basic premise is nothing new, but it works extremely well. Some bad guys are after a device. They get to Mr. Nobody, who is a CIA agent who recruited a bunch of different people, including Dom's help in previous movies. And Mr. Nobody sends a distress signal meant specifically for our familia, and they are brought back to find out the device, find out what's going on, and basically everybody that you have seen in the Fast and Furious franchise before is there. If there was ever a supporting character, a villain, or somebody that barely was in the movie, they will be either in a flashback or mentioned, talked about, or shown where they are right now and how they're involved in this whole thing. I have no idea how they managed to write and cram so many smaller characters and make them work as part of the story. It was extremely amazing how the story was written to bring people into the fold of how and why everybody is here now. In fact, they're using flashbacks with young Dom and show other characters that you didn't expect to see that we've heard spoken about before, and they're using that as a technique to bring in Dom's brother. That's right. Dom's brother is played by Cena, and I know you're looking at this enthusiasm on my face and you're thinking, why is he so excited about? Well, Vin Diesel and Dom's character is a man of few words. Very serious, stoic. His actions speak louder than his words, and when he delivers a line or two, he really means it. So Cena does exactly the same thing, and wow, it works perfectly. They even use this weird idea of how to integrate his brother in a flashback and make it plausible that this is the first time ever that we hear about his brother. And their friction has a lot of history, and it's serious. Like, it's not superficial or something that you think, I don't care. No, you first of all start caring about the conflict, and by the end of the movie, you care about his character. By the way, Cena is doing a great job, and he's having a year. He was just in the newest Suicide Squad, and I'm extremely excited to see where he goes. But back to Fast 9, everybody plays somewhat of a pivotal role. You have Letty, you have basically the ensemble doing what they used to do to the nth degree, and I honestly feel this movie's writing actually stands out as extremely clever and makes everything refreshing. But what would good writing do without great effects and pacing? So let's be honest, the pacing and the effects are just so good. I was so pleasantly surprised. I mean it. The special effect, the heart-pounding action, the music, the high stakes, the ridiculousness of the whole thing, it's all there. Supported by amazing effects, characters that actually are trying very hard and delivering very well, villains that are meaningful, interesting, familiar but refreshing, what the family does, what they're good at. It just works so well together. I have the biggest respect for the entire team, crew, writing, composers, VFX team. Everybody did so well to make this film interesting, engaging, and not a dull moment. I kid you not. Many times I had my fists clenched, my teeth tightened, because I didn't know were the characters gonna make it or not. And it mattered. I saw stunts that I have no idea how they were done. And obviously, I understand there's a lot of special effects. But there are some parts that were done in a practical way, and my God, it's so well done. But let's go back to the essentials of the expectation. And I think when I was going into this movie, especially because I heard from other people that it wasn't so good. My expectations were fairly low, and my expectations were blown away. It's actually a well-crafted movie and entertaining at every step. Fast 9 takes the time to give us a line or an action or something that explains what's happening. It's logical, you buy it. I don't care how extremely crazy and implausible it is for a car to drive off a cliff, grab onto a cable, and swing across a ravine. If it looks good and the people playing the characters sell it and the VFX are solid, it's great. I buy it, and it's so entertaining. The movie does three things very well aside from being entertaining. One is it brings our heroes back into the action and it sets them up for possibly continuing their heroic adventures. I love that part. It also establishes a possible villain that we have had a taste of, but hopefully we'll have more in the next film. And establishing a good villain, it's actually complicated, and this movie does it well. And the third, and the thing that I like the most, it's also setting a different spin-off. And believe it or not, I liked Hobbs and Shaw. I felt that Dwayne Johnson's character and Jason Statham's character worked very well because they were almost polar opposites, not only in their style, but size and delivery, everything. And I feel this movie is setting up another spin-off. If you heard, there's a disagreement between Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson. They don't work well together. And I think Vin Diesel, as the main guy in this entire franchise, doesn't want Dwayne Johnson in other Fast and Furious spin-offs. So I think this is what the last little scene in the movie did. In fact, I suggest you stay after the credits to check out this tiny little setup for that spin-off, and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm happy about it. I really love Dwayne Johnson. I really love Jason Statham. I love everybody in the family. They actually work well at what they need to do. And if there are other spin-offs with other characters, yeah, I'll watch it. I am that sucker for this franchise. It's so good.
You know I'd ride to the death with you.
F9 is a fantastic, entertaining, well-paced film with heart-pounding action. Even though it borders on the ridiculous, it works because it's self-aware, and it does very well by the characters that have been established to move them to possible sequels and spin-offs. The movie made me cry in a couple of spots. You'll understand why. I don't want to spoil it for you, but there is an honest homage and reverence to what has come in the past and how much it plays in current days. I also feel John Cena is a great integration into the family, and it feels that he's at the right place. The writing is clever, explanatory, and it actually plays on the fact that you as the audience are smart and gonna have questions, and it addresses all of those questions with either an explanation or an action that makes sense and it's viable. There is nothing that I have found in the film that needs fixing, and I don't see why other people have so much trouble with the film. I really hope that the sequels and spin-offs bring our beloved characters to other places, and I don't care how ridiculous they are, my butt is gonna be in that seat to see what's coming next. If you have any movie that is so late in the franchise, 6th, 7th, 8th movie in a franchise, please let me know. I'm curious to check it out to see if it's as good as Fast 9. I'm Jin from Get Me More, and you know where to find me. Thanks for watching, and have a fantastic and fast day. Wow, this was a fun movie.